Jace Matthews getting his 5th star is a big deal for the Auburn Tigers.
You are Locked On Auburn, your daily podcast on the Auburn Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, welcome on into Locked On Auburn, your daily Auburn Tigers podcast. I'm your host, Zac Blackerby, and thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Brian Smith, host of The Portal, hanging out with us at his Locked On's recruiting, NIL, and transfer portal show, which the transfer portal opened up for a few players throughout college football. Very interesting stuff. Florida struggling. Could that help the Auburn Tigers? That's coming up. But let's start off with this. Jace Matthews gets his 5th star, and according to Rivals, is the #1 receiver in this class. And if I remember correctly, Brian, someone who looks very similar to you and sounds very similar to you predicted this like close to a year ago. Props to you. You nailed this evaluation.
Well, if you watch his film, it is a comedy show because he does things that human beings aren't supposed to do. It's just hilarious, like behind the back, going across the middle, reaching back against the grain. You know, he does catches that you can't teach, and his hand-eye coordination in general is great. And he's got like a 42-inch vertical and all that kind of stuff. He's a freaky guy.
He's an athletic freak. And the way you phrased it, though, is you're like athleticism off the charts. And we know this. Athleticism doesn't always equal elite football player. Like, we know that. This isn't the case for Jace Matthews.
No, because he makes plays other guys don't, that you're like, oh, he's the savvy guy, blah, blah. He's that with the NBA athleticism. It's not one or the other, both.
So obviously he's committed to Auburn. That was a big recruitment. Auburn was on him early. Marcus Davis gets another one. He commits to the Tigers. But we've talked about this. When you're a 5-star, it changes how people treat you. It changes how people talk about you. It changes your impact in recruiting rankings in respective to the school's class as a whole. It changes everything because there's so few. And those are guys that in theory can change a class, can change an offense, can change a defense, whatever. Now that he has this attention, and obviously schools were already pushing for him and, you know, staying in his ear and all that, despite him being committed to Auburn. How does this change the recruitment now until he signs in December?
Well, it gives him a lot of leverage with NIL and what he's going to do in terms of taking visits.
Yeah.
What he's going to do in terms of if he wants to take it, like Auburn doesn't want their kids taking visits elsewhere. I get it, but there's no control when you get to this kind of level.
Yeah.
Tell a recruit that's like a 5-star, he can't visit somewhere else, you're done. That would be the end of it. And it would work in reverse. If the kid wanted to visit Auburn, he was committed to LSU or something. So it's a lot of power. And sometimes that goes to kids' heads, sometimes not. But the bottom line is, I look at it, when you have a kid committed like this, I consider you the leader. I know fans don't want to hear that, but that's, again, this has nothing to do with Auburn. The kid was committed to Texas, LSU, Florida State, anyway, it's the same thing. So now you have to try to find a way in what is going to be an inevitable back and forth battle. I'm sure LSU, I'm sure Tennessee, I'm sure Ole Miss, I'm sure Alabama, every one of these schools is going to try to get him. He's probably going to take a bunch of visits. You're going to read a lot of different things. He may sign with Auburn, he may not, but it changes your program if you get him.
Yeah. I mean, the top end talent in this receiver class for him to be #1, I mean, it's elite. According to the Rivals 300, they put out a graphic on their Instagram 2 days ago, yesterday, putting their top 10 out. But like looking at this top 6, Jace Matthews, #1, the only 5-star receiver right now on Rivals, which I find a little hard to believe. #2, Tristan Keys, who's currently committed to the Vols. I know there's been some talk about LSU with him. Naeem Burrows is the guy, admittedly, that I know the least about on this list, but 4-star committed to Clemson. Chris Henry, he's been talked about for a long time, committed to Ohio State. Messiah Hampton, Oregon. And then I'm going to stop at 6 because C.D. Morgan committed to Alabama. Obviously, a guy that Auburn is still not backing off of, which I think is important. But when you look at this top-end list of receivers, and they're saying Jace Matthews is better than all of them, and the only one that they're putting on this as a 5-star, I mean, that's high praise, Brian.
It really is, because like there's always so many spots. And until the end of the year, I believe Rivals only does like 12 guys or something like that. Then they'll go to like 30 or whatever. They get their final rankings. So
they'll get more. Keys will end up as one, don't you think?
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
But for him to be number one in this group, this isn't a normal class. This is a really good group.
Mm-hmm.
So congrats to him, first off. Secondarily, don't take it lightly just because the kid's from like a small school. This is proof. Because the high school he's at, it's not going to have kids like him. This is the 1 in 50-year player at a school kind of deal. It happens to be Jace Matthews. I mean, what is it, Leaksville or something like that? It's a small town. It's a great story. I'd like to go see him play this year, but I mean, they don't exactly play a schedule that's really friendly for me. But I know he's a great player. It'd be great to see some film of him.
Yeah, Greene County in Leaksville, Mississippi.
Yeah, it's not on my radar in general. I can say that.
Does that make it tougher for him to be a 5-star?
100%. Nobody's going there to scout that, man.
Yeah.
The only advantage he has.
I mean, we've talked about the politics and the workings of like it's easier for some kids to be 5-stars than others just because of where they play. The fact that he's kind of overcome that is impressive.
Yeah, he's an hour from Mobile, hour and 10 minutes.
Okay, so it's South Mississippi.
Yeah, I mean he lives really close to Deuce. Really close.
Got it.
He's the town just north. So it's random what's going on in the water over there right now. But Deuce is the one that told me how freaky he was. Like Deuce told me about him, and he made it sound like he's an even better athlete than I am. So that's a very impressive statement.
If you had to predict right now, does Auburn hold on to him, and does he sign with the Tigers in December?
I would go with Ole Miss.
Really?
They are trending. And they're getting annihilated in state. Like, this is one of the worst in-state recruiting jobs that Kiffin has done, and a lot of people are really angry about it. Ole Miss people, somebody threw a bag, is my guess. This could be one of those back and forth.
I mean, it seems like the state of Mississippi recruiting has trended up just in general over the last.
It's per capita, it's as good a state as there is in the country. It's just not a very super populated state, but every town's got somebody. It's crazy. Yeah. It really is.
Sure.
Yeah, but Ole Miss has missed on like 80% of their in-state kids, and now they're coming back around. I think they're making bigger offers.
Yeah. All right. That makes sense. And they're winning. They're winning right now. The Florida Gators are not winning right now. Could that help Auburn? That's next, right here on Locked On Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is the best place to buy tickets. Doesn't matter if it's for college football, but we all know it's for college football. If you want to go ahead and get ready for Auburn hosting Georgia in a few weeks, Game Time can have you covered. And also for all the concerts, wife and I were actually looking and texting back and forth over some potential concert deals over the coming weeks as well. So Game Time has it all. If you need a ticket, they've got you covered. Download the Game Time app. Use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. That is at the Game Time app. Today's show also brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. Right now, you can bet $5. If your first $5 bet wins at FanDuel, you get $300 in bonus bets to use throughout the app. Are you kidding me? That line, now it's 6.5. Auburn, a 6.5-point dog on the road in Oklahoma. I think that's too much. I'm going to be honest. I think that's too much. I would take Auburn plus 6.5 in that one if you made me bet on that right now. Head over to the FanDuel app. Go to FanDuel.com. You can download the FanDuel app and check out all of their incredible offers today. Brian Smith, host of The Portal, hanging out with us. Florida, not looking great. Not looking great. And it's just, you've said it. It's a matter of when, not if. Florida lets go of Billy Napier. Obviously, Auburn and Florida are going after similar kids. The most notable, Marquez Daniel. Kind of seems like Florida snuck in and stole him right from Auburn's backyard. The 4-star receiver from Tuskegee, Booker T. Washington. Auburn has to benefit specifically in this recruiting battle from Florida, losing to USF and now to LSU. You'd have to think.
Yeah, like if they don't end up with Marquez Daniel, I'd be at least a little bit surprised. I mean, Tuskegee's 15 minutes from Auburn, give or take. I think Auburn was second in that recruitment. And
that's what it felt like.
Yeah. Who would even have been third, Zach? I mean,
I don't remember.
I don't either. I mean, he's the local Auburn kid. That's the easy pick if something like this happens. And to remind fans, recruits pick coaches, not schools. Billy Napier is an extremely, believe it or not, popular coach with the Florida players. And I mean extremely. If he is canned, and he's getting canned, it is going to be a fire sale. And check out the Portal podcast for all the comedy that ensues.
Yeah, fair. I'm sure there's a lot of it. You also host the FSU show. So, I mean, there's angles there. There's angles there.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his 247 page, and it looks like his only two officials were Auburn and Florida. So, took the official to Auburn on June 6th. We were all feeling really good about it. Took the official to Florida a week later on June 13th, and then he committed to Florida the following day. So we'll see if Auburn can scratch and claw their way back into this one, because I think they'll have the opportunity to do so, assuming they can take care of business and have a good season on the field.
Yeah, why not? I mean, Auburn's offense looks light years different than what it did a year ago, in my opinion. I know Auburn fans still want to see 100 points because they're jaded, but the offense is doing exactly what it needs.
Brian. We've been through it.
Well, I mean, I'd like to know what the total tally just in the greater Lee County area is for psychiatry due to Auburn football. So, I mean, it's probably
an indirect source for sure. What do you think? All right. So yeah, we're in agreement there. So what do you think about Auburn heading to Norman this weekend? What's your evaluation of this game?
I think the biggest thing is whether or not you can slow down Mateer in the RPO game. I'm very concerned about the safeties and the linebackers for Auburn having to try to tackle him one-on-one. And I'm telling you, for people that haven't seen him, he can make guys miss in space like a running back. That's going to be the key to the game. They're going to run the ball a little bit, but when they play quality opponents, Mateer runs more.
Yeah.
He had like 19, 20 carries against Michigan. I don't think it'll be that high, but if they don't tackle him well, they'll come home with an L.
Yeah. Yeah. I said the most important matchup in this is the other way. I said it was Auburn's offensive line versus Oklahoma's defensive line. I said that was the most important matchup in this.
That would probably be second. Oklahoma's D line is really good. Really good. So are you going to grind out 14 play drives against them? Zero chance. You might have one in the game if you get a penalty or something to help you.
Sure.
That is a very hard defense to go 80 plus. But this is what I call the Cam Coleman game. You're going to need a special, only this guy can do that kind of play if you're going to win. And I've said a million times, he's that guy. And then also Singleton, is he healthy right now? Is he, in your opinion, is he healthy?
I think he's healthy enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Is he 100%? I don't think so. Is he above 85? I would say yes.
They need him, or at least one of they got so many good receivers. They need somebody to take a 4-yard pass that has nothing to do with coaching and make 3 guys miss and go 70.
So yesterday we Daryl and I did a segment on like potential breakout players. Sure. And mine was Malcolm Simmons for that very reason.
That's an excellent selection. If it could be a swing pass, it could be a lot of different things, but they have to have a short, there's no intelligence to this. We're just going to give you the ball. You have to make that guy miss play.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Venables is still as good as it gets at scheming it up and bringing exotics that the quarterback has never seen. Like, he creates stuff as it goes. He is the mad scientist of college football. So that's why you got to have those plays. You're going to have some run plays. You think you got the numbers. Then after the snap, they change the look and it's a -2. So
yeah, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help Auburn that he coached Jackson Arnold for 2 years and he knows all of his weaknesses. Sure, it's great that Jackson knows stuff about Oklahoma, but that the familiarity benefits the coaches every single time. But to your credit, Daryl's breakout selection was DeMarcus Riddick. And it was DeMarcus Riddick versus Oklahoma last year where he starting to cook a little bit. Can you spy with DeMarcus Riddick or Xavier Atkins in this? Like, I think they've got the dudes on paper to spy Mateer. I'm excited to see what that execution looks like.
Yeah, they need not just good play from those guys. They can't allow the 40-yard run on a broken play. Yeah. It's almost like with Mateer in the pocket, somebody, Falk or somebody pressures him. The worst play is when he escapes, and then it's just backyard football. Mateer I don't like comparing him to guys, but there's a certain guy that won the Heisman, went to Cleveland. It's bounced around the NFL. He's very similar. He makes plays outside the pocket that have nothing to do with coaching again, and it's annoying as a coordinator. So being DJ with this week would probably not be very much fun. I'd hate preparing.
Yeah, and I'm sure they've been prepping for this game for longer than this week.
Yeah.
There's a lot. That's a lot to deal with for sure. Brian, how can people check out everything you've got going on?
Locked On the Portal and Locked On Seminoles. Anytime you want to just think bad or talk bad about the Gators, check out either channel because that's basically what it's going to be right now. And all the coaching news. There's about to be a bunch of kids enter the portal. Watch out for Florida. If they lose to Miami, which then they're going to, it's their fourth game. Watch for some guys magically to redshirt or be injured and can't play the rest of this year.
Interesting.
At the University of Florida. Just saying.
Interesting. Yeah, hold on to that red shirt. Great point. Please like the video. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time. This has been Locked On Auburn.